There was, oh, I'm sorry, my manners. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Friday, January 22nd. The Supreme Court ruling yesterday was mag, mag, unbelievable. I'm creating new words in its scope. It was, it had far more reaching implications than Bush versus Gore in terms of politics and policy. I know David Bossie. I know Citizens United. In fact, I have been on a film with Bossie and his team about candidate President Barack Obama. And David Bossie, I can tell you this, is a decent human being. I have a tremendous respect for him, okay? Now, David Bossie should have not been censored from airing his film about former First Lady Hillary Rodham Clinton. That should have never happened. I always felt that FEC, the Federal Elections Commission, was just absolutely wrong. And the lower court was wrong. But I will never forget the story of when the representative from the FEC went to the Supreme Court and they had a discussion with Alito and the other justices sitting around the table. And they asked them, well, what if this film was a book? Would you have the same policy saying that the book should not be printed? And is this in no way a violation of freedom of speech? And this guy started going down this slippery slope because he really did not have the answers. I think that meeting was last March. I think that meeting and that meeting alone before the Supreme Court sealed the fate of this case. Now, the minority members of the Supreme Court can argue all they like. But look, a corporation spending money for or against a candidate is no different than a private citizen. It's an issue of freedom of speech. It's an issue of freedom of speech. And freedom of speech should not be curtailed under any circumstances. I'm sorry. The Supreme Court got it right, 5-4. Thank God for George Bush's ultimate contribution to the not only to the Supreme Court, his ultimate contribution to America. And that is Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito and Chief Justice John Roberts. They are true interpreters of the Constitution. I don't care whether they're left or right, but they should be fair and balanced in their jurisprudence. Absolutely. And they turn decades and decades of laws since 1947 governing campaign finance in this country. Senator John McCain, we respect you. We admire you. But you and Russ Feingold had it wrong. Many people never supported McCain-Feingold. It was a mistake from the beginning. It was never properly addressed. And finally, and actually, many of us did not think the Supreme Court would take it on. They did not want to get into those volatile waters. I mean, look at the Voting Rights Act. We know they don't like many aspects of the Voting Rights Act today, but they didn't get involved. But listen, I think this Supreme Court now has signaled they're willing to get involved with the controversial issues to make sure that Congress and the White House does not run amok. Remember, they had major rulings against Bush during his administrations on freedom of speech, on interrogations. They had major rulings. The Supreme Court got it right, and what you should do is review the ruling for yourself and bear this in mind. Bear this in mind when people try to say this is a victory for conservatives. The American Civil Liberties Union, that's right, ACLU, and the NRA, the National Rifle Association, supported Citizens United, David Bossie's group, and they're filing with the Supreme Court to overturn the lower court and the FEC's decision. You be the judge. I'm Armstrong Williams.